This was one of the hardest, but also one of the most life-changing habits I had to build. Want to know how I did it? Hi everyone, my name is Veronika, and today you will learn how to trick your brain to make your life more enjoyable. Sleep your way to success. Have you noticed that recently morning routines have become quite trendy? There are so many videos on YouTube where people share everything they do at 5 a.m. How productive they are, they wake up at 5 a.m., they feel amazing. But I think not a lot of people talk about evening routines, and to be honest, I'm not a morning person. I can wake up early in the morning, but not at 5 a.m. And I definitely don't want to because I don't like the darkness. I don't like waking up when the sun is not out yet. I feel extremely tired, I feel very sleepy, and I just cannot be productive and feel great at 5 a.m. The only thing that can make me have a feel-good, productive morning is a feel-good evening routine. Honestly, this changed everything for me. But it's not always easy. I completely understand. Sometimes I want to stay up late because I'm hanging out with my friends, but I feel like over the years, I try to develop this principle of if I want to hang out with my friends, I try to invite them over at 6 p.m. and I tell everyone, okay guys, please leave at 9 or 10 p.m. because then I'm gonna get ready to go to bed. You cannot even imagine how much I struggle with being on my phone while being in my bed. And it is not very healthy, and it's not something that I want to continue doing anymore. I would scroll on my phone and the rising anxiety would make it hard to fall asleep. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this.
Sleep is taken for granted, and the consequences are disastrous. A silent epidemic is sweeping across our planet as millions find that they cannot sleep well.
In Why We Sleep, Matthew Walker shares the shocking statistic that our devices can reduce the production of the sleep hormone melatonin by up to 50%. It basically means that if you stare at your phone before going to bed, even 8 hours is not going to be enough. You're not gonna feel refreshed, you're not gonna feel amazing when you wake up. Your sleep is not going to feel as restorative. Eric Partaker, in his book The 3 Alarms, mentions such a thing as a digital sunset. It's basically an additional alarm that you set on your phone an hour before going to bed that reminds you to put your phone away. And I feel like nowadays many phones have this feature where you can have this sleeping routine for yourself, and your phone is going to remind you, hey, it's time to unwind, it's time to relax, so put me down and don't look at me anymore. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not perfect, and sometimes it's so freaking hard for me to leave my phone in another room. Every single time I lay in my bed and my phone is in a different room, I think, but what if I need it right now? What if somebody calls me? What if I get a message? What if I just want to be on my phone? So I get it, because maybe some of you really need your phone next to your bed because you need your morning alarm, or maybe you use a special sleep tracking app and it's not convenient for you to leave your phone in a different room. I think the main idea here is reducing the screen light and your brain activity. The phone itself is not such a big problem. So technically you don't need to get rid of your phone, but the problem is usually a phone is a big stimulation for many of us, at least for me. My brain really works a lot when I'm on my phone. And I think that it is true for many of you watching this video. So now let's go through two possible scenarios, when you have your phone and when you don't have your phone next to your bed. The advantage of leaving your phone in a different room is that we all feel extremely lazy, especially when we're cozied up in our bed. We don't actually want to get up and go get our phones. And it's a lot more convenient to just stay in bed and do something else. But at the same time, I completely understand this feeling of boredom and this urge to go grab your phone because we're so used to overstimulation and overexcitement. And this is something that our phone can give us. So what helps me a lot and what you can implement is gradually changing this habit of using your phone to something else. For example, what I recently started doing is reading a calming book, something wholesome, something fun. Usually I read fiction before going to bed because it stimulates my brain a little bit because it's a nice story, it's interesting. I also like reading fantasy before going to bed because it's a completely different world, it's a completely different story, very unrealistic, but so much fun to read. You can't really see here in the video, but I'm filming next to my bed. This is my bed, and here I have my book, so that every single time I'm in bed, I don't have to get up, get my book, go back to bed. It's already here. So even if I feel lazy, it's very easy for me to grab my book and start reading. A little preparation goes a long way. If you do need to have your phone with you, you can listen to an audiobook or maybe do a meditation. There are amazing sleep meditations, and sometimes when I try one, I fall asleep super fast. Or you can listen to some ASMR music, some relaxing music. Recently, I fell in love with this instrument called a handpan or hand drums. I'm not really sure, but basically the melody, the music that this instrument creates, it's crazy. I love it so much. For me, it's very relaxing, something that helps me unwind. And every time I feel a little bit anxious or stressed, I turn it on. I breathe out and it works like magic. I think you all have noticed that recently I have been working a lot on improving the quality of my YouTube videos, on working on the whole setup, on my camera, and also on the way my videos are edited. And if you want to take your video editing skills to the next level, I highly recommend Filmora. Filmora 13 is an amazing video editing suite designed to expand your creativity. It's powered by AI and it can help you make editing a breeze. So the first feature that Filmora 13 has that I'm very excited about is their AI Copilot editing feature. Basically, what it does is once you upload your video, it's gonna give you some recommendations and creative edits, things you can do to improve your video and make it look better. The next powerful feature that they have is their AI text-based editing. You can transform your text into dynamic visuals, adding a whole new dimension to your storytelling. With just a few clicks, your words will come to life on the screen. You can also edit your thumbnails with Filmora. Their AI will analyze your video content and will generate the thumbnails that your audience will be most likely to click. This feature will obviously save you a lot of time. The AI music generator will analyze your video's mood and content and generate the perfect soundtrack to fit your video. I know how much time it can take to find the perfect song for your video, and Filmora 13 will help you do it a lot faster. And finally, they have a lot of templates you can use to make your editing go by a lot faster and to allow you to be more productive. The templates have a lot of different formats on social media so that you can stand out easily. So if you want to give Filmora 13 a try, you can download it by clicking the link in my description. It's completely free to download on Windows and Mac, and you can also get it on iOS and Android. Thank you so much to Filmora for sponsoring this video. And again, the link to download it will be in the description and in the pinned comment. Turning addiction into healthy obsession. A common misconception is that addiction is a choice or a moral problem, and that all you have to do is just stop. But researchers have found that the brain actually changes with addiction, and it takes a good deal of work to get it back to normal state. But exercises such as deep breathing and meditation can have a very positive effect on the brain. I used to be that person who shied away from meditation because I thought it was ineffective, but in reality, I just didn't want to put in the work. Obviously, for meditation to start becoming effective for you, you have to make it a part of your life. And you can't resist, right? If when you sit down to meditate, all you think about is how much you hate it, that you think it's stupid, that you think it's dumb, of course it's not gonna help you. It's only gonna make you feel worse. Even before recording these videos for you guys, I try to sit down and breathe a little bit because I just want to relax completely and let everything go. But here's another awesome thing that does the trick: learning new things.
If you really want to deliver education to everyone, not only do you have to make it accessible, but also you have to make it so that people want to actually learn. And with Duolingo, we've been able to do this. And at the highest level, the way we've done this is by making the broccoli taste like dessert. I'll say it another way. What we've done is that we've used the same psychological techniques that apps like Instagram, TikTok, or mobile games use to keep people engaged. But in this case, we use them to keep people engaged, but with education.
As I said previously, it's not about blaming your phone per se, because it can be very useful if you know how to use it wisely. A few weeks ago, I started learning the American Sign Language, so for me, every single time before I go to bed, I like to practice it with my phone. Of course, I'm using my phone, but at the same time, this routine or this practice is so relaxing for me because I don't have to speak. I only use my hand, my right hand and my left hand, and that's it. And I'm practicing a new language, the American Sign Language. It's something that I have never studied before, and it really pushes me out of my comfort zone because, to be honest, I don't have very good like finger flexibility. So sometimes when I do certain signs, for example, this means D, I don't know why, but this is painful to me. Like, believe me, this letter is letter K, and this is painful to me too. I'm like, oh, this finger really hurts. So learning the American Sign Language really pushes me out of my comfort zone. And of course, at the beginning, I feel really uncomfortable sometimes. Sometimes my hand hurts, but I know that at the end, it's gonna bring me the result that I want. The key is to be busy and open-minded. And then you'll be getting the same excitement you usually get from unhealthy behaviors, or let's say, less healthy behaviors. Now tell me please if you've seen those videos with the word dopamine in the title. Yes, when we receive dopamine, we feel great. For example, every time you leave a comment, a nice comment under my YouTube video, it makes me feel good. But then this feeling kind of fades and we forget about this comment whatsoever. So it's not really about constantly chasing pleasure to boost your dopamine and to feel happy. The secret is to nurture this inner support within you. Enjoy the process and be cool with the results. 1000 mediocre days. Crossing 1 million subscribers on one of my YouTube channels, seeing the Grand Canyon for the first time in the United States, and moving to Mexico were all just one day. But usually we don't think about all the other 1000 days of putting in all this effort. And let me show you what it looks like. I'm reading a book when the next video idea hits me. I rush to my desk to write it down in my notebook. The next day, I start researching material for it with the traffic noise outside the window. I'm used to it, and sometimes it doesn't bother me, but sometimes it does. I can't focus. It triggers anxiety about not being able to finish my work on time. So I give up and take a break. I start doing yoga to the music of hand drums. It helps me a lot. The stress is slowly fading away. I get back to my research and start forming the main ideas. Reading and typing a lot. My body may get stiff, but my mind is happily absorbing insights. The next day, I do some cleaning and set up a spot to film. I check my camera batteries and lights, and then here we are. You see me in this moment, recording this very video. It's just a tiny part of my day, recording this video, but a lot happened before this. And today, you saw it all. By showing you this little snippet, I want to highlight how being more aware can boost your overall performance. When you think about a goal you want to achieve, when you actually reach it, it's just another regular day. But there's so much more that happened in between, from this point A to this point B. All of this is the story of how you achieve this goal. But the problem is, we live in this world where we tend to showcase or see this only one special day. Very few people actually share their average days on social media because they think it's boring, and quite frankly, videos where people achieve something great generate a lot more views and get a lot more likes. We don't post a 30-second video of cleaning our shoes on TikTok, but we all do it. We just don't show it. This realization is the way to bring more awareness into your life. So let your brain know these 3 things. You're actually doing more than you think. Celebrate that. Everybody else had 15 hours of life before posting that cool picture. Remember that. Every hour you work towards your goal counts. Remind yourself of that. I'm just trying. The first 4 to 5 months, I was trying to learn Spanish. That was my identity. I would always tell people, I'm trying to learn Spanish. And because of that, I wasn't actually learning. Like, I was not acting like the person I wanted to become. And I wanted to become a fluent Spanish speaker. And then probably, I would say 8 months in, it took me 8 months to actually realize that I was doing something wrong. And so 8 months in, I was like, actually, I need to stop trying and start learning. Sometimes you just have to stop trying and start doing it actually, and be confident in what you're doing.
And when you talk to people, tell them, yes, I'm learning Spanish. Maybe right now my Spanish, I'm not like 100% fluent, but it's fine. But I'm still learning. I'm not trying, I'm learning. I'm very serious about it right now.
And the way to approach it is to write it. Write things about yourself that sound more affirmative, specific, and look more like actions. For example, I'm learning new things about nutrition from the article I found online, instead of I'm trying to get healthier. This week, I'm taking notes on how to build passive income, instead of I know I need to find other ways to earn money. I'm scheduling 3 therapy sessions this month, instead of I've heard a lot of good things about therapy. It's basically all about identifying yourself with this new version of yourself. Sometimes I struggle with staying consistent when it comes to journaling, and I would say that yes, I'm trying to journal. So when I say that I'm trying to journal, I identify myself as a person who is trying, who is always trying. I know many of you might be saying, I'm trying to learn a new foreign language. So this way you're not actually learning, you're trying, and it's a completely different thing. So the sooner you identify yourself as a person who journals, as a person who goes to the gym, as a person who cooks healthy meals every single day, as a person who is learning, not trying to, is learning a foreign language, the sooner you will actually become that person. The observer effect. We change our behavior a lot when we expect to be seen. In biology, when researchers want to observe animals in their natural habitat, it is paramount that they find a way to do so without disturbing those animals. Otherwise, the behavior they see is likely to be unnatural, because most animals, including humans, including us, change their behavior when they're being observed. The way children act at home is not the same as in the playground. The dog barks louder outside the house to alert you or to get your attention. If your work meeting is being recorded, you'll make sure your hair looks good, you'll sit up straight, maybe you'll change your outfit, and you'll give it your all. We tend to be on our best behavior when we know that we're being observed. Thomas Jefferson once wrote that whenever you do a thing, act as if all the world were watching. I'm gonna tell you something super crazy and super funny right now. We don't actually need anyone else watching us. All we need is a poster with eyes on it, and it can make such a big difference. Yes, you heard me right. Just hang a poster on the wall with eyes on it. So there was this cool experiment where scientists hung up posters with eyes in university cafeteria. And then they watched how students behaved, especially when it came to cleaning up after eating. And they did it for 32 days, moving the posters around every single day. And guess what? When posters had eyes on them, instead of just flowers or mountains, twice as many people cleaned up after themselves. It's pretty wild to imagine how something as simple as eyes on a poster can change your behavior so freaking much. If you're curious about why this happens, you can check out the link to the source in the description. So I feel like in a way, when I started my first YouTube channel and then my second YouTube channel, I made other people observe me. Like on my first channel, I talk about language learning, and at the very beginning, I was only learning English. So I was talking a lot about English tips, and the fact that so many other people were watching my videos motivated me, because I knew that I had to keep going. I couldn't just stop. There were so many eyes on me, and I had to be committed and practice the language even more. So how can you implement this into your life? Of course, you can hang up a poster with eyes on it if you want to, but you can take it a little bit further. If you want to build a habit of going to the gym, you can take a friend with you. Like, you can both create this habit, and this way your friend is going to become your accountability buddy. They're going to make sure you actually go to the gym, because your friend will know when you don't actually go to the gym. You can also talk about it on social media if you want to, or you can use a habit tracker, something as simple as just using a pen and paper. So guys, if you want to perform better and work faster, consider either hanging a poster with eyes on it, or learning a new skill, or joining a group class. Don't forget to check out Filmora by clicking the link in our description. It will help you take your video editing to the next level. If you want to learn how to set your goals, you can watch this video right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you there.